Hi everyone, my name is Michelle.
Hi, my name is Laura.
Welcome back to the Cousins Code, guys. Today, Laura and I are gonna have a discussion on cuffing season. So we asked our Instagram followers to send us questions, comments on relationships and self-care. Just so you know, we're not experts, we're not like love gurus. We just want to make that clear.
Yes.
We just wanted to have like a little discussion to learn from each other, so how to have like a healthy relationship with your partners, with yourself. So we hope this helps you in a way, and if not, always check in with someone you love.
We just wanted to make sure we touched on this subject and just know that everything that we do answer today is based on our experience, our family or friends that have told us stories. None of it, like Michelle said, is expert opinion. Make sure to consult with your doctor, your physician, whatever the case may be, to get the proper help.
So we hope you enjoy this video, and while you're here, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
So our very first question comes from one of our followers named Natalie. So shout out to Natalie. How to reject a person nicely. So Michelle, this is a question for you. How would you reject a person nicely?
So I'm 25 now. And so before, like when I was younger, I would always feel like I had to be nice to people when rejecting them, especially just, because I don't want to say like all men are like this, but men can and will be very rude if you turn them down, and you can be in a very dangerous position if you continue that dialogue with them and if you just don't leave. So before I would be like, oh, like you have to be nice to people when you're turning them down. But now I feel very differently. I feel like, if you don't take no for an answer the first time, I'm cutting communication with you or I'm getting away from you.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that if you told them once already, if you were not rude about it, you just told them, I'm sorry, I don't feel the same way, like it's not your fault that you don't feel the same way. It's not their fault. You did what you can to kind of relay that message so that they know and they're not led on. And if they still don't get it at that point, it's not my responsibility to make you understand, that that's not what I'm feeling towards you. It might be friendship, it might be brotherly love, sisterly love, whatever the case may be, but it's not a romantic relationship and I don't want to proceed further with that. So as long as you're respectful of their feelings, of your feelings, everything else, let it be, let it play out.
Mm-hmm. I also want to point out that you don't need to explain yourself. No is no, is no is no is no. No is no.
Yeah, you don't know anyone an explanation. Half the time when people approach you too, like you may not know right then and there, like point blank, like, do you like me or not? Do you want to go out or not? Like some people put pressure on you when it's not necessary. Like if someone asks you to go on a date or to give you their phone number, like don't feel pressured or in the moment to answer right then and there. You could say like, let me think about it. We get pressured into a lot of situations. Don't let yourself be pressured. No matter the situation, don't let yourself be pressured. Think about it. If you don't feel comfortable or if you get a gut instinct to not say yes to that person, then go with that gut instinct.
Yeah, your safety comes first, no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter if you're hurting people's feelings, your safety comes first. Okay, so next, do you think your boyfriend or girlfriend is cheating when they don't let you use their phone? Well, let's change that term. Do you think your partner, your significant other, is cheating when they don't let you use their phone?
I love answering this question. I'm not going to lie, because literally I always have this discussion with my friends. I honestly respect everyone's opinion. Your relationship is your relationship. It's your business. And everyone carries themselves differently. Like I said, every relationship is different. So you could go from one relationship to another and act completely different, because it also matters who you're going out with. Personally, I can only speak for myself, my relationship. I've never been one to hide anything from the person I'm dating. I've only dated one person. I'm still currently dating that person. And I think the reason we are still dating, obviously besides loving each other, we love each other plenty. Over the years, it's also been because of the trust. And I feel like it's hard to constantly be like, hey, let me check your phone or give me your password to your phone. Like we already have our, what is it called? Our fingerprints to open up each other's phones, because God forbid, in case of an emergency, like, it is good to have access to that person's phone, but it shouldn't be demanded. Like, it shouldn't be, you start a brand new relationship. It shouldn't be like, how come I can't have your password? Or when they turn their phone upside down in the table, how come you turn your phone upside down? Like, there just can't be that constant harassment, because then even if they don't have something to hide, they will get tired of that. And trust has got to be the main, like, foundation in any relationship. It's just, there's no other way to put it.
All right. Thank you, Steph, for that question.
Okay. I have a question for you. Let me look. Would someone having a disability steer a person from dating them? And this question came from Cesar, all the way in Texas. Thank you, Cesar, for sending us your questions.
Okay, so I feel like someone having a disability should not steer someone away from dating them. Just because you wouldn't want that being done to you. Also, just because someone has a disability doesn't mean that they're incapable of love, or they're not worthy of love, or they don't deserve love. Everyone deserves love. Everyone is capable of giving love to someone else. I mean, I live with a mental illness, and I feel like I can love someone else. I can love myself, but just because someone has a disability, I don't think it should steer anyone away. I think you should learn how to cope with that disability and learn how to love that person, and maybe they can teach you how to love them. But I don't think you should shut it down immediately. I think you should be open to it.
I think it also comes back to the love languages. Sorry, I mispronounced. It does go back to the love languages, because whether you have a disability or you don't, it doesn't change a thing. Like you said, everyone is capable of loving. Everyone deserves to be loved, to live with their partner, with whoever they decide to end up with or try a relationship with. They deserve that. And I think it goes back to the love languages, because everyone loves differently. So if you have a disability, you may not want to get so physical, or your illness may not allow you to get so physical all the time. Like, there may be some boundaries that you have to kind of cope with, like Michelle said. So make sure to get educated in that matter. So if you're with someone that does have a disability, and things may have to be slightly different here or there, make sure someone that does truly love you will make sure they educate themselves first, and that they help you cope with your illness or disability, whether it's physical or another type of disability. It does take coping. If I'm suffering from a disability or from a mental illness, it does take time for me to get used to that illness, and kind of getting myself, kind of like having the confidence to date, because sometimes that will take your confidence away. So it's learning to love yourself before you can love someone else.
But I also think you shouldn't steer away from loving someone. Like, you shouldn't put up these walls, or you shouldn't think, oh, I can't love you just because you're not loving something from yourself. Like, don't let love pass you by.
Yeah, that's true.
Just because you're afraid, or just because you feel like you're not worthy of it. Okay, so we have another question. It kind of is like a little piggyback off of what we were just talking about. It says, do you feel that someone, your partner, can give you confidence if you don't already have that self-confidence or self-love?
I thought it was a really well put question. I kind of feel like, yes, having a relationship at first can give you temporary confidence. And the reason I say temporary is because I kind of experienced it too. I've never been one to have like a really high self-esteem, right? It's always been pretty low, especially growing up. When I grew into a woman, that self-esteem kind of raised a little bit. I grew into myself. I kind of started feeling more love for myself, and valuing what I am today and where I came from. But I definitely didn't feel that growing up. And I think the reason I say it's temporary confidence is because when I did first enter into that relationship, I was in high school, my only relationship that I just discussed earlier. And I wasn't feeling, very confident. And when I first started with this person, he did give me a lot of confidence. You know, you do feel prettier when you're in a relationship. That's just the way things are. You do feel prettier. You do feel like you have something of value to give to someone else, to another human being. You know, you have a best friend kind of in a relationship. You suddenly have an automatic best friend that you could tell everything to, that you could go on dates with. You do feel less alone, especially if you're first starting to date. You're in that honeymoon phase. So you do feel less alone. You're constantly going on dates. It's all brand new. You have like that jittery feeling and the butterflies. But as soon as that wears off, it kind of reminds you that a relationship cannot be what's giving you confidence in yourself. You cannot depend on a relationship or a person to give you that self-confidence. That's too much pressure to put on your partner. They cannot constantly be put into that pressure of, okay, they need to make me feel pretty. They need to make me feel loved. If they don't say the right words, like, I'm not going to feel pretty. I'm not going to feel like I'm worthy enough. That's not their responsibility. And that may kill the relationship, because that is too much pressure to put on someone. And I kind of learned that slowly but surely over the years. And I think that's also helped in my relationship.
So, would you be with someone who has kids?
Ooh. I honestly think that if you meet someone in person, and it's a friend of a friend, someone you can trust a little more just because someone in your life knows them, and they tell you like, hey, I really like you, and you already know that they have kids, that's one thing, right? But if you're meeting someone and they don't tell you they have kids, or they keep that away, unless it's a really good reason, I want to say like that's a turnoff for me. So, you know, if you have kids, like, be upfront with me. Tell me you have kids. Like, I love kids. So honestly, I don't have a problem with dating someone that has kids. I would just like that, you know, they're honest from the very beginning, because having kids is a big responsibility. And I shouldn't be judged if it's a turn off for me or if it's a turn on. Like, it doesn't matter. I shouldn't be judged for that, because it is, once again, a big responsibility. I'm only 23 years old. So essentially, some people say like, oh, well, my boyfriend has kids. I'm like, oh my God, so you're basically a mother at this age. And she was like, no, it's my boyfriend's kids.
Oh, no.
I'm like, girl, no, it's not just your boyfriend's kids, because believe it or not, these little kids at the moment are little, but they're going to start growing up, and they're going to be expecting things from you, because guess what? You're their stepmom, whether you want to admit it or not. That's what you are. And you should want to have a bigger role in their life. I can't judge you if you don't, but I think you need to make that choice for yourself early on in the relationship. You know, it's not fair to that kid either, because he didn't ask to be put in that position. So I think that either you're all in or you're not. I don't believe in the, I'm dating the person, but I'm not dating his kids. No. So if I have kids and you're dating me with my kids. If you're not dating me with my kids, then I don't want to date you. That's just simple as that. And honestly, I have so much pride in all my friends and even family members that are single mothers, single fathers, and have kids, and they're dating someone and that person respects them. Like, I have so much pride for them. That makes them even stronger. Like, the fact that they raise their kids on their own and now they're trying to have a love life, you know. So be respectful of that. If you're walking into someone's life and they have kids, be respectful of that. Don't play games. Like, if you're not all in, let them know from the very beginning. And once again, like I said in the beginning, that person with kids needs to also be honest from the very beginning. So would you date someone with kids or no? At this moment, like, if somebody were to, you know, like, if you weren't dating the current person you're dating, would you date someone with kids?
It depends. It depends on the person. It depends how many
That's true.
they have. It depends on the relationship they have with the kid's mother.
Yeah.
I feel like if you want a relationship with me, you have to respect that kid's mother.
Yeah.
I
love that.
You don't just bring me into their lives and not know how the mother feels. What if that mother doesn't want a woman around their kids? You have to respect that. So I feel like open communication on all parts, and also on the kids' parts. You don't know how they're gonna feel about that, and if you just bring that person in and not care how they feel, that's traumatic. Honestly, like,
it is.
If that happened to me when I was younger, after my parents got divorced, and someone was just brought into my house, like, you know, like, you would
Who
want,
are you?
yeah, you would want to be seen, you want to be heard, you want your opinions and your feelings to matter. It's not all about the boyfriend and girlfriend or the girlfriend
It's
girlfriend
not black and white. Yeah.
partner. It's not. It's about, as a unit, everyone and how they feel.
So our last question. Da, 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 da. Can a relationship work out if one of them does not have aspiring goals or big dreams for their future like the other person does? Ooh, that's a really good question. So this one actually came from one of our own, Mariana. She couldn't join us today, but she definitely made sure to support through one of the questions. So Michelle, do you have any thoughts on that one?
Honestly, it depends on the goals and the big dreams of your partner, because not everyone has a dream to be a millionaire or to do this and that. You know, some people's dreams are living a comfortable life, a 9 to 5. 9 to 5s are okay, guys. I just want everyone to know 9 to 5s are acceptable. If one of you has one big goal and the other one just wants to sit at home, let life pass them by without meaning, if they're not passionate about something, then that's when the problem is. They can be passionate about working in an office, and that's fine. But if you're not passionate about something, then that's when it doesn't work.
And I also want people, like, I know that question gets tricky, especially for people my age or maybe a little even younger than me and Michelle. When you're fresh out of college, mind you, most people tend to know what they want to do with their life, but reality is sometimes you have to go back to college. Sometimes you have to go back and figure it all out and do a different major. And that's okay too. Like admitting that you don't know what the heck you want to do with your life is also okay. Like being undecided, it's also okay. Even through college, like I have plenty of friends, family members that are currently in college for a major and they don't know what the heck they want to do with that major. That was that was also my experience. I graduated in a major and I have yet to do anything in that major. That's okay. People will pressure you to right away like do something in that major, but don't let yourself be pressured. Time is everything. It will happen when it happens, but I agree with Michelle, you should be passionate about something.
If you feel like your partner has a goal and you have a goal, support that goal as much as you can, because even if that goal doesn't work out for them, they'll know that you were there for them each step of the way, and that you'll be there again for them when they find something else that they're passionate about. So I feel like a relationship can work if you both love something and are passionate about something and are working towards something, but not if there's a disconnect. So thank you guys. This wraps up our video for today. We hope you like, comment, and subscribe while you are here. Bye guys. See you next time on the Cousins Code.